John Beaudin, Rock History Canada. This is our first in a series for this channel. We're kind of excited about it. The title is interesting. This huge 1974 hit was almost never recorded. Oop, wrong picture. Here we go. The artist we're talking about, you may not know him by his real name, Andrew Joachim. He was born and raised in Montreal, born December 5th, 1946. There's the picture we're going to use. By the time he was a teen, he'd already moved to New York as a hit maker in the famous Brill Building. If you know anything about that building, so many hits have come out of there with songwriters featuring Burt Bacharach in the fold, Bobby Darin, Neil Diamond, Carole King, Jerry Lieber, Mike Stoller, Laura Nyro, Neil Sedaka, Paul Simon, and a host of others. His first big hit was Sugar Sugar, which was co-written by Jeff Barry, and it was a hit for the Archies. By 1969, he had his own hit, Baby I Love You, under his stage name, Andy Kim. Then came 1974 and his number one hit, which, man, he had trouble getting made, which was, you remember what it was? Rock Me Gently. And it was one of my favorite songs as I was starting to get serious into music at the time. And I'm pleased to say we have a clip and a few interviews we've recently done with Andy Kim where we talk about, well, all good things that come from artists who put the work in. Rock Me Gently with Michael Omartian on keyboards. When he talks about Michael, that's who he's talking about. Here's a clip.
Well, you know what? It was a time in my life. I had just moved to Los Angeles from New York, and I was without a label. You know, they tell you in the famous Brill Building, which I was lucky enough to be a part of, you're only as good as your last 2 minutes and 30 seconds, you know. So I had survived many of those. But I go to LA and I don't know anyone, and I wrote this song, and there was no one around to produce it. No record company was interested. You know, one of the things that I think is instinctive with me, that I've never had the fear of the word no, and I never accepted it if I actually saw a vision of something. Since there was no producer and there was no label, I decided, well, I'll produce myself because I love this song. And so I didn't know who to call, but so someone told me to call the Musicians Union. So Michael showed up with some incredible musicians, and we made this record. And I couldn't believe it. I mean, it was just incredible. And it took about 2 or 3 weeks of my thinking, so what do I need in these bars here? Because I didn't want a guitar solo. I didn't want to have horns. I wanted something I didn't know about. And then one morning, about 2:30 in the morning, I'm in my car driving from a party in Malibu. Stevie Wonder comes on, and I said, oh my God, if I can only get Stevie Wonder, but I don't know Stevie Wonder. So I called Michael. I said, look, I have an idea. This is what I want. He showed up the next day, and about 20 minutes later, we had that great solo. And wow, what an incredible musician and friend he became. You know?
Like you must have known you had something, because you've been involved with songs that you I have to just go Rock Me Gently and everyone will know, or else put Sugar and everyone will know what I'm talking about. So you must have known, or did you?
I did know. The problem is that no one else believed. You know, they thought I was seeing ghosts probably, or wishing to have another moment in time. Here's an interesting stat, you know, and so that someone told me recently. May 24th, 1969, Baby I Love You hit the Billboard charts for the first time. May 24th, 1969, same day, same year, Sugar Sugar was released. I had no idea that it was simultaneous. But Sugar Sugar didn't get on the charts till July, mid-July, and I thought to myself, I remember people turning it down and people not wanting it, and I was on tour with Baby I Love You, and the interesting thing for me was that I loved Sugar Sugar the moment we started writing it. There was something about it. I remember being told, don't hum in the elevator, don't even sing the chorus to yourself. But I just loved the song. And then you make the record and you ask yourself, okay, well, geez, I have Baby I Love You, so I'm on tour with that, and no one wants to play Sugar Sugar. Then all of a sudden, it just happens. Radio station in San Francisco starts playing it, becomes Record of the Year, Song of the Year. But there's still no respect, until Bob Marley records it and like Tina Turner and Wilson Pickett. Well, Wilson was the first one to do it, and went number 4 R&B, and everybody then thought I was a real songwriter. But it doesn't matter. I just love doing what I do, and I can't explain it. I just know it happens, and I feel very lucky.